Getting your first client is usually harder than learning the skill itself. You may already know how to design websites, create graphics, edit videos, manage social media, write content, or build AI automations. But having a skill does not automatically bring clients. People cannot hire you when they do not know what you can do, how your service can help them, or why they should trust you. In this video, I will show you a practical method you can use to get your first client in 2026, even if you have no audience, no reviews, no previous clients, and very little experience. Let us begin with the first mistake that stops many beginners. They try to offer too many services at the same time. You will see someone introducing themselves as a web designer, graphic designer, video editor, social media manager, digital marketer, content writer, and virtual assistant. They believe mentioning many skills will make them look more valuable, but it can actually make it difficult for a potential client to understand exactly what they should hire the person to do. Your first step is to choose one clear service. It could be website design, it could be graphic design, it could be video editing, it could be social media management, it could be content writing, or it could be AI automation. You may have other skills, but you need one service that people can easily remember you for. Do not just say, I am a web designer. Explain the result your service gives. For example, you can say, I help small businesses create professional websites that make it easier for customers to find their services and contact them. A video editor can say, I help content creators turn long and boring videos into engaging videos that keep people watching. An AI automation specialist can say, I help businesses automate repetitive tasks so they can save time and respond to customers faster. The difference is simple. A skill tells people what you know. A service tells people how what you know can help them. After choosing your service, the next thing you need is proof. Most clients will not hire you just because you say you are good. They want to see what you can do. This creates a problem for beginners because they have not worked with any clients before. So, how do you create a portfolio when nobody has hired you? You create sample projects. You do not need to wait for a real client before demonstrating your ability. For example, a beginner web designer can find a small business with an outdated website and create a better homepage design as a sample. You should not pretend the company hired you. Simply explain that it is a concept created to demonstrate your ability. A graphic designer can create sample flyers and social media posts for an imaginary restaurant, fashion brand, school, or real estate company. A video editor can use copyright-safe footage to create 2 or 3 sample videos. A social media manager can create a 7-day content plan for a small business. Someone offering AI automation can build a simple demonstration showing how a business can collect customer information, organize leads, or send automatic replies. You do not need 20 sample projects. 2 or 3 strong examples can be enough to start. Your samples should look like the type of work you want clients to pay you for. After creating your samples, put them inside a simple portfolio. You do not need an expensive website when you are just starting. You can use Canva, Google Drive, Notion, or a simple one-page website. Your portfolio should contain your name, the service you offer, examples of your work, and a clear way to contact you. Do not fill it with long paragraphs about your childhood, your dreams, or how passionate you are. The client mainly wants answers to 3 questions. What can you do? Can you do it well? And how can they contact you? When presenting a project, do not only show the final image. Explain the problem and the solution. For example, instead of writing only website design, you can write This homepage was redesigned to make the company's services clearer and encourage more customers to request a quotation. That small explanation shows the client that you understand business problems and not just design tools. Now that you have a clear service and some proof, you need to find people who already need what you offer. This is where many beginners make another mistake. They send random messages to everybody. They do not check whether the person needs the service. They only send, "Hello sir, I am a professional designer. Do you need a design?" That message is too general. Instead of messaging everybody, look for people with visible problems that your service can solve. A web designer can look for businesses with no website, a broken website, or a website that looks bad on a mobile phone. A graphic designer can look for businesses that post regularly but use poor designs. A video editor can look for creators who share useful content but have weak editing. A social media manager can look for businesses with good products but inactive or poorly managed pages. An AI automation specialist can look for businesses that receive many inquiries and take too long to respond. You can find potential clients through Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Google Maps, business directories, WhatsApp groups, and people around you. Your goal is not to message people because you desperately need money. Your goal is to identify a real problem and show the person that you can help solve it. Create a list of at least 30 potential clients. Write down their names, business names, contact details, and the problems you noticed. This helps you avoid sending messages without direction. When contacting a potential client, your message should show that you paid attention to their business. Do not begin by talking only about yourself. Begin with what you noticed. For example, a web designer can say, "Hello, I came across your business page while searching for restaurants in Abuja. I noticed that customers cannot easily find your menu, prices, or delivery information. I created a simple idea showing how these details could be presented more clearly. May I send it to you?" That message is better than saying, "I'm a professional web designer. Do you need a website?" It is better because it mentions the business, identifies a problem, and offers something useful. A video editor can say, "Hello, I watched some of your recent videos and enjoyed the information you shared. I noticed that some of the strongest parts could be turned into shorter videos for Instagram and TikTok. I created a short sample from one of your public videos. May I send it to you?" You should personalize the first part of every message. Do not copy one message and send it to 100 people without changing anything. Business owners can usually recognize a message that has been sent to many people. You may decide to create a small sample for a potential client, but you need to understand the difference between giving value and working for free. A small sample helps the client understand what you can do. It should not replace the full paid service. A web designer can create a homepage idea, but should not build the entire website for free. A graphic designer can create one sample design, but should not create 30 posts for free. A video editor can edit a short section, but should not edit a complete 20-minute video without payment. Give the client enough to understand your ability, then explain what the full service will include. You can say, "If you like this direction, I can complete the full project and make the necessary adjustments for your business." After the client shows interest, make your offer simple. Do not confuse your first client with too many packages and complicated words. Clearly explain what they will receive, how long the work will take, and how much it will cost. For example, "I will design a 5-page business website, make it mobile friendly, add your contact information, connect your WhatsApp button, and complete it within 7 days." That is clearer than saying, "I offer premium digital solutions for maximum online visibility." The client should understand exactly what they are paying for. Your first price should be reasonable, but do not make yourself the cheapest person in the market. Charging an extremely low amount can make some clients doubt the quality of your work. Instead of reducing your price too much, reduce the size of the first project. You can offer a smaller starter package that is easier for the client to accept. Before starting, make sure the price, deadline, number of revisions, and exact work you will complete are clearly agreed. You should also request part of the payment before starting the project. Do not complete everything before discussing payment. Another important part of getting clients is following up. Some people will read your message and forget to reply. They may be busy. They may need more time to think. A lack of response does not always mean the person is not interested. Wait for 2 or 3 days, then send a polite follow-up. You can say, "Hello, I wanted to follow up on the idea I sent earlier. I understand you may be busy, but I would be happy to explain how it could help your business whenever you're available." Do not send angry messages. Do not accuse the person of ignoring you. Do not send 10 messages in one day. Follow up once or twice. When the person still does not respond, move on. You may contact 30 people before getting one serious conversation. That is normal. Do not allow 5 unanswered messages to make you believe nobody needs your service. Getting your first client requires consistency. After getting the client, your work is not finished. Getting the client is only the beginning. You must deliver like a professional. Confirm what the client wants before starting. Ask questions when something is not clear. Give regular updates. Meet the agreed deadline. Do not disappear after receiving payment. When there is a delay, inform the client early. After completing the work, explain how the client can use what you created. A satisfied client can give you a testimonial, refer you to another person, and return with more work. After completing the project, politely ask for feedback. You can say, "Thank you for trusting me with this project. I would appreciate a short testimonial about your experience working with me. It will help other clients understand the quality of my service." You can also ask whether they know another person who may need your service. Do not demand a referral. Ask politely. Your first testimonial makes it easier to get the second client. The second client makes it easier to get the third. This is how your reputation begins to grow. Here is a simple action plan you can follow. Today, choose one service. Write one clear sentence explaining the result your service gives. Create your first sample project. Create 2 more samples and put them inside a simple portfolio. Find 30 people or businesses that may need your service. Contact at least 5 potential clients every day with personalized messages. Follow up politely. Continue improving your samples and communication. And do not stop because the first few people did not respond. Your first client may not come from your first message, but your first client cannot come from a message you were too afraid to send. You do not need to know everything before you start. You need one valuable skill, prove that you can use it, and the confidence to approach people who need it. Your first client is not necessarily looking for the most famous person. They are looking for someone who understands their problem, communicates clearly, and can deliver the promised result. Become that person. Subscribe to this channel because in the next video, I will show you how to write a client message that gets responses without making you sound desperate or annoying. Your skill can only make you money when the right people know that you have it.